So, in this video, we are going to take a look at Lesson 2 in Module 5, number 4 on page 6. The image is right there below us. It is 8 and 2/3 meters as our base, and 5 and 3/5 meters as our height. Okay, so the formula that we're going to use for this one is area equals half base times height, because these measurements are already in fraction form, and it's going to make it easier for us if we're multiplying fraction times a fraction times a fraction, and we won't mess up what we're doing. If we put it where we're dividing by 2, we might have some problems and mess up, okay? We're also, if we would divide it by 2, we would also possibly miss an opportunity to simplify our answer by using cross products to see if we can cancel anything out, all right? And I'm going to show you both. My base is 8 and 2/3 meters. My height is 5 and 3/5 meters. What's our next step? What do we have to do with those mixed numbers? We have to do something to them. What do we have to do then? Call out? Turn them into improper fractions. So A equals half. To turn this into an improper fraction, 3 times 8 plus 2 is 26 what? 26/3. Don't forget our meter. And what about 5 times 5 plus 3? 28/5. And don't forget meters. Okay, so I want you to take out calculators because we're going to do some math here. So I can rewrite this with all my numerators all together. 1 times 26 times 28, and then 2 times 3 times 5, and I know I've got meters squared. Okay, folks, what is 26 times 28?
728.
728. And that goes over 2 times 3 times 5. And what is 2 times 3? 6 times 5. So we have 728 thirtieths. And I'm going to put my meters squared. So at this point, I would do some division. And I have to tell you, I would do the division on my calculator, but then I would do it by hand so that I had a really good sense of what's going on. And you know what else I would do? Especially if, for this kind of problem where they're using those kind of numbers, you're not going to see those kind of numbers on a problem where you're not able to use your calculator. That's a calculator problem because of those math numbers that they're asking you to multiply. I don't think they give you a problem where they're asking you to multiply those kind of numbers without a calculator, but they might, okay? They might. So let's put our answer here, and we came up with 728, right? Now we're going to do our division. 728 divided by 30. So how many times does 30 go into 70 tens? How many times? Call out. Twice. And 2 times 30 is? 60 tens. So we're subtracting that and we get 12 tens. We okay with that? All right. So now we've got to bring our 8 down. How many times does 30 go into 128? 4 times. What is 4 times 30? 120. So we're subtracting 128. 120 from 128, and we have 8 left over. So then we're going to use 8/30. Okay, go ahead and ask your question.
How did you get 30 under 728?
Okay, so how did we get 30 under the 24 and 8/30, right? Well, we know that our divisor is how many it takes to make one whole. And what we're doing is we're looking for groups of 30, right? We know we have 8 out of 30. That's where that 30 comes. Our divisor is our denominator, okay? And this remainder down here, the 8 that we have down here, that's my numerator, okay? That's how many I have as I'm trying to make my next 30. Make sense? Okay. So, what do I have to do with that 8/30? Because it's not simplified form. I have to simplify it, don't I?
Yeah.
So if we use our division ladder to simplify it, what do they both have in common? What factor?
2.
2. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. 15 divided by 2 is, 30 divided by 2 is 15. Sorry, I'm saying the answer. So our answer would be that the area is equal to 24 and 4/15 metered squared. That was the answer to our division problem. Okay, and over here is where we did our simplification, where we use the division ladder. So 24 and 4/15 metered squared.